totally wrong Roman myths everyone still believes. The night is calm. A quiet breeze moves through tall olive trees. The moon hangs low over the Roman countryside, casting silver light across stone walls worn smooth by time. Oil lamps flicker gently in the courtyard of an old villa, their golden glow soft and steady. In the center of the courtyard sits Lucius Aelius Varro. Lucius Aelius Varro, elderly Roman male historian and former senator, late 60s, weathered olive-toned Mediterranean skin, deep-set dark brown, contemplative eyes, long silver-gray hair tied loosely at the back, full, neatly groomed gray beard, calm, reflective expression, dignified posture, slow, graceful movements, wearing traditional off-white Roman toga with deep crimson border symbolizing senatorial rank, leather sandals, holding a rolled parchment scroll in one hand, wooden staff resting beside him, soft, authoritative yet soothing presence, gentle storytelling aura. He looks into the small stone brazier beside him where warm embers glow quietly. He inhales slowly, and then he begins. A gentle beginning. "My friend," Lucius says softly, his voice steady and low, "before we speak of Rome, allow the day to leave your thoughts. Imagine the distant sound of sandals on stone streets. Imagine the scent of olive oil lamps burning quietly. Imagine a city that shaped the world, yet is still misunderstood. Ancient Rome. When modern minds think of Rome, especially across the Atlantic in the United States, certain images appear quickly. Brutal gladiators, mad emperors, endless cruelty, a city drunk on blood and conquest. But history is rarely that simple, and tonight, beneath the calm glow of Roman moonlight, we will gently untangle what is myth and what is truth. If you enjoy quiet history like this, if calm storytelling helps your mind slow down after a long American evening, consider subscribing to this channel. A simple like or share allows these peaceful stories to reach others searching for rest. Now, let us walk softly into Rome. Myth 1. Rome was built only on violence. It is true that Rome fought wars. It expanded. It conquered lands stretching from Britain to North Africa. But conquest was not the daily rhythm of most Roman lives. Most Romans never saw a battlefield. They were farmers waking before sunrise, mothers grinding grain into flour, children learning letters in modest schools, shopkeepers arranging figs and bread in small markets. Even in the great city itself, daily life revolved around trade, law, water supply, and public baths. The Roman Empire was sustained by engineering, by roads carefully measured and paved, by aqueducts carrying fresh water across vast distances, by law codes organizing society. Violence may have gained Rome territory, but organization sustained it. Lucius pauses, watching sparks drift upward. "Noise," he murmurs, "echoes louder than order, and so we remember the noise." Myth 2. The Colosseum was a constant slaughterhouse. The Colosseum, formerly known as the Flavian Amphitheater, was built under Emperor Vespasian and opened during the reign of Titus. Yes, gladiatorial games occurred. Yes, animals and men fought. But not every match ended in death. Gladiators were highly trained professionals. They were expensive investments owned by managers who had no interest in losing them carelessly. Some matches ended in mercy. Some were symbolic. Some were halted early. Many gladiators survived multiple fights and became respected figures, even admired by parts of society. Rome valued spectacle, but it also valued economics. Killing every trained fighter would have been foolish. Lucius gently adjusts his toga. He says, "The arena," he says, "was theater as much as it was combat." Myth 3. Emperors were all insane. Modern storytelling loves extremes. We hear about Caligula, accused of cruelty and extravagance, We hear about Nero, blamed for disasters and remembered for chaos. But Rome lasted centuries. It could not have endured if every ruler were reckless. Consider Marcus Aurelius, a philosopher emperor, a man who wrote reflections about patience, self-control, and inner discipline. His private writings reveal someone burdened by responsibility, striving to rule wisely. Not all emperors were wise, not all were cruel. Most were human, shaped by pressures, advisors, politics, and circumstance. History remembers scandal, but governance requires consistency. Lucius looks toward the moonlit sky. He says, "Power magnifies flaws, but it also magnifies responsibility." A gentle interlude. The fire crackles. The night deepens. Perhaps your breathing has slowed now. Perhaps the sharp edges of the day are softening. Rome was not a simple story of brutality. It was a civilization of contradictions. Engineers and soldiers, philosophers and politicians, ambition and anxiety, just like any society, including our own. And this is only the beginning. Totally wrong Roman myths everyone still believes. The embers glow softer now. Lucius Aelius Varro lifts his eyes slowly toward the quiet sky. The stars above Rome looked no different than the stars above modern cities in America. Time changes empires. It does not change the sky. He speaks again. Myth 4. Rome fell in a single night. Many believe Rome collapsed suddenly, as if one dramatic invasion shattered everything. But history moves like water, slowly, gradually. The year 476 is often mentioned, when the last Western Roman emperor was removed from power. Yet Rome did not vanish. Its laws influenced Europe. Its language shaped French, Spanish, Italian, and Portuguese. Its architecture inspired capitals across the world, even buildings in Washington, D.C. The Eastern Roman Empire, often called the Byzantine Empire, continued for nearly 1,000 years after the West declined. Collapse was not a thunderclap. It was a long sunset. Lucius gently closes his scroll halfway. Empires, he whispers, fade more often than they fall. Myth 5. Roman women had no voice. It is easy to assume that Roman women lived entirely in silence. It is true they could not vote. It is true their legal status was limited. But influence does not always appear in law books. Elite Roman women managed estates. They controlled wealth. They arranged marriages. They shaped alliances. Consider Julia Domna, wife of Septimius Severus. She traveled with military campaigns. She hosted gatherings of philosophers. She advised on matters of power. Even outside elite circles, Roman mothers shaped households. They educated children. They maintained family honor. Power in Rome was often subtle, but subtle does not mean weak. Lucius allows the silence to rest for a moment. Myth 6. Romans were emotionless conquerors. Modern imagination paints Romans as cold and hardened, yet Roman letters discovered in Britain show soldiers writing home, asking for warm socks. Parents mourned lost children. Friends exchanged birthday invitations. Poets wrote about love and longing. In Pompeii, graffiti on walls reveals jokes, affection, rivalry, ordinary human voices preserved in ash. Rome was not a machine. It was a society of beating hearts. Lucius smiles faintly. 2,000 years, he says softly, and we still love, worry, and hope in much the same way. The quiet reality of Rome. Rome's strength did not come only from conquest. It came from roads connecting distant provinces, from aqueducts bringing clean water, from public baths where citizens gathered not just to wash, but to talk, debate, and relax. From law codes that influenced systems still studied today in American universities. The empire endured because it adapted, it absorbed cultures, it granted citizenship, it negotiated power. Violence existed, ambition existed, corruption existed, but so did structure, so did art, so did thought, so did family. The brazier fire dims lower. Lucius carefully rolls the parchment closed. If these truths bring you calm, if quiet history helps your thoughts slow before sleep, consider subscribing. A simple like allows these whispers of the past to continue, and sharing this story may help another restless mind find rest. He rises slowly. The olive trees sway. The courtyard grows still. This, he says softly, is only the first layer of Rome. The night deepens, and the myths grow quiet. The real daily life inside ancient Rome. The night remains gentle. Olive leaves move softly in the breeze. The quiet courtyard glows under silver moonlight. The embers in the brazier flicker patiently, as if they too are listening. Lucius alias Varro, an elderly Roman male historian and former senator, late 60s, weathered olive-toned Mediterranean skin, deep-set dark brown contemplative eyes, long silver-gray hair tied loosely at the back, full neatly groomed gray beard, calm reflective expression, dignified posture, slow graceful movements, wearing traditional off-white Roman toga with deep crimson borders symbolizing senatorial rank, leather sandals, holding a rolled parchment scroll in one hand, wooden staff resting beside him, soft, authoritative yet soothing presence, gentle storytelling aura. He speaks slowly. Tonight, he says, we walk not through the arena, not through the Senate, but through the ordinary streets of Rome. Because empires are not sustained by emperors alone. They are sustained by ordinary mornings, before sunrise. Imagine Rome before dawn, the sky still dark, a faint blue light just beginning to touch the rooftops. In a modest apartment building known as an insula, families begin to stir. A Roman mother rises quietly. She lights a small oil lamp. The scent of olive oil fills the room. Bread from yesterday is warmed gently. Children rub sleep from their eyes. There are no marble halls here, no purple-bordered togas, only wooden beams, clay cups, folded blankets. Most Romans lived in these crowded apartment blocks. Some were sturdy, some were fragile and prone to fire. Life was close. Neighbors heard each other's footsteps. Shared walls carried shared lives. Lucius pauses. Rome, he whispers, was loud in the day, but tender in the morning. The streets awake. As sunlight spills across the city, the streets begin to fill. Vendors push wooden carts. The smell of fresh bread drifts from small bakeries. Merchants arrange olives, lentils, figs, and cheese. Water flows from public fountains fed by vast aqueducts stretching miles beyond the city. Children weave through crowds. Dogs bark softly. Not all Romans were wealthy. In fact, most were not. Many worked long hours in workshops, shaping metal, stitching cloth, carving stone. Some worked as scribes, copying documents carefully by hand. Some were teachers, instructing children in rhetoric and arithmetic. Rome functioned because of labor, not spectacle. The public baths. By midday, Steam rises gently from the public bathhouses. Baths were not only for cleanliness, they were social centers. Here, citizens discussed politics, business, and daily concerns. Warm water pools relaxed tired muscles. Walls were decorated with mosaics. Light filtered through high windows, illuminating rising steam. Rich and poor alike visited baths, though facilities varied in luxury. Lucius smiles faintly. In Rome, he says softly, conversation flowed as freely as water. Food and flavor. Roman meals were simple for most citizens. Bread, olives, vegetables, cheese, sometimes fish. The wealthy enjoyed more elaborate dishes, exotic spices, imported fruits, fine wine. But even modest households valued shared meals. Families reclined or sat around low tables. They spoke of the day. They laughed. They worried, just as families do now. 2,000 years pass easily when people sit together at dinner. Work and duty. Afternoons were filled with responsibility. Craftsmen hammered metal in small shops. Women managed household accounts. Children practiced reading aloud. Roman law emphasized duty to family, to community, to state. Honor mattered. Reputation mattered. Citizenship was prized. And gradually, Rome extended citizenship beyond Italy, binding distant provinces to its identity. Lucius looks toward the horizon. Belonging, he says gently, is powerful. Evening calm. As the sun lowers, Rome softens. Markets close, shutters undrawn. Oil lamps flicker once more. Families gather indoors. Stories are told. Letters are written. Prayers are whispered to household gods. The city that once roared with activity now hums quietly. And above it all, the same moon that shines over modern cities glows calmly. Lucius slowly rolls his scroll. If this quiet walk through ancient streets brings you peace, consider subscribing. A gentle like allows these soft journeys through history to continue. Share this story, and perhaps someone else will find calm beneath Rome's fading light. He breathes in slowly. Daily life, he whispers, is the true heartbeat of any empire. The embers glow low, and the city sleeps. The secret political world of the Roman Senate. The courtyard is quiet under the pale silver moon. Lucius Aelius Vero, elderly Roman male historian and former senator, late 60s, weathered olive-toned Mediterranean skin, deep-set dark brown contemplative eyes, long silver-gray hair tied loosely at the back, full neatly groomed gray beard, calm reflective expression, dignified posture, slow graceful movements, wearing traditional off-white Roman toga with deep crimson border symbolizing senatorial rank, leather sandals, holding rolled parchment scroll in one hand, wooden staff resting beside him, soft, authoritative yet soothing presence, gentle storytelling aura. Breathes deeply. "My friend," he says softly, "tonight we enter corridors where few dared walk, the heart of Roman power, the Senate." He gestures gently toward the distant city lights. The Senate was not merely marble and speeches. It was a living, breathing organism, full of ambitions, alliances, whispers, and secrets. The Chamber of Senators. Step lightly. Marble floors gleam faintly in the candlelight. Massive columns rise, supporting high ceilings that echo the soft sound of sandals. Senators move deliberately, their togas flowing. Each gesture carries weight. Each word might shift an empire. Lucius continues. The Senate was not a place of uniform thought. Every senator had his own ambitions. Some sought glory, others safety, some simply survived. The room smells faintly of wax, olive oil, and parchment. Scrolls are held carefully in each hand, their contents guarded. Messages delivered quietly under benches. A smile shared could conceal a secret. A frown could signal betrayal. It was a world where even a whisper might echo across the Mediterranean. Ambitions and alliances. Consider a senator speaking softly to a colleague behind a column, their voices low, measured. Roman senators, adult men, olive-toned skin, varying ages from early 30s to 70s, diverse hairstyles from short, dark hair to graying curls, expressions ranging from thoughtful and calm to wary and scheming, wearing white togas with purple border signifying rank, holding scrolls or small wooden styluses, standing in small groups or walking along marble aisles, holding scrolls or small wooden styluses. Some sought reform, others sought profit, some desired military command. All understood the balance of risk. A misstep could ruin a career, a carefully timed compliment could earn favor. Power in Rome was subtle and invisible to outsiders. Lucius nods slowly. Patience is often more potent than sword, he murmurs. The role of oratory. The art of speaking was paramount. Senators spent years refining rhetoric. A young senator, early 30s, olive complexion, short dark hair, clean-shaven, slim build, standing confidently at marble podium, expressive hands, clear, calm voice, delivering measured arguments. He gestures with precision. Words were sharpened like blades. Yet words could also heal, negotiate, and unite. The most effective senators were neither cruel nor ambitious in obvious ways. They understood human nature and the fears and desires of others. Even today, his words echo through time, teaching us diplomacy and discretion. Women in the shadows. It is easy to forget, but Roman women also shaped Senate decisions. Julia Domna, adult Roman female, early 40s, olive-toned skin, dark hair tied in elaborate braided style, piercing brown eyes, composed, gentle expression, wearing rich stola with golden embroidery, adorned with subtle jewelry, standing gracefully behind advisors. She advised her husband on matters of state. She gathered philosophers and writers, influencing policy quietly. Mothers, wives, and daughters in elite households could sway alliances, arrange marriages, or broker peace. Power was often invisible, but it was powerful. Lucius smiles faintly. Do not underestimate whispers, he says, for they can change the course of history. Bribery, intrigue, and secrets. The Senate was not free from corruption. Coins exchanged hands, favors promised, decisions swayed. Yet, even in bribery, there was protocol. Romans understood honor differently. Survival often required compromise. A senator walking alone at dusk, adult Roman male, mid-40s, olive skin, short dark curly hair, serious expression, wearing white toga with purple stripe, holding a small leather pouch with coins, glancing carefully at his surroundings. He steps lightly along marble corridors. A whispered word from another could seal a pact or a trap. Lucius leans closer to the viewer. Do not think Rome was naive. Every choice, every glance was measured. The Senate as a mirror of Rome. Every tension in the Senate reflected the broader empire. Distant provinces demanded attention, military campaigns required funding, food shortages had to be addressed, citizens murmured for change. Senators discussed, argued, debated, then acted, sometimes slowly, sometimes decisively. Roman senators, various ages, olive skin tones, attentive expressions, in white togas with purple border, holding scrolls or writing styluses, seated on marble benches or standing in small discussion groups, candlelight casting soft shadows on polished floors. The empire survived because these men and the women influencing them managed chaos with structure. Evening reflections. Now Lucius stands in the quiet courtyard again. The moon hangs low. He says, "Power is often misrepresented. Not every emperor is mad. Not every senator is noble. Not every decision is simple." He breathes in the cool night air. "When you think of Rome," he whispers, "think also of patience, strategy, subtlety, and thought. The empire is not the sword, but the mind behind it." The embers in the brazier blow faintly. Olive trees sway quietly, and the city sleeps, even as the Senate's secrets endure in history. Secrets of ancient Roman cosmetics and beauty rituals. The courtyard is silent under the soft glow of the moon. The brazier's embers flicker, casting gentle shadows across the stone walls. Lucius Aelius Varro, elderly Roman male historian and former senator, late 60s, weathered olive-toned Mediterranean skin, deep-set dark brown contemplative eyes, long silver-gray hair tied loosely at the back, full, neatly groomed gray beard, calm, reflective expression, dignified posture, slow, graceful movements, wearing traditional off-white Roman toga with deep crimson border symbolizing senatorial rank, leather sandals, holding rolled parchment scroll in one hand, wooden staff resting beside him, soft, authoritative presence, gentle storytelling aura, rises slowly and begins his story. The Roman pursuit of beauty. "Rome," he whispers, "was an empire of stone, but also of appearance. Beauty mattered. To Romans, appearance was intertwined with status, influence, and identity. Cosmetics were not frivolous. They were tools of power. They signaled wealth, respectability, and sometimes subtle political intent. Daily rituals. Roman women and men maintained elaborate beauty routines. Roman women, adult females, olive-toned skin, hair styled in intricate braids and curls, wearing tunics or stolas, applying white lead-based face powders or crushed minerals for makeup, serene, calm expressions, delicate gestures. In private chambers, mirrors of polished metal reflecting candlelight. They used oils to soften skin, powders to lighten their complexion, and pigments to color lips and cheeks. Perfumes, often imported from Egypt or the Levant, scented the air. Fragrant oils were applied to hair, clothing, and even household fabrics. Roman men also took care of their appearance, though more subtly. Oils, combed hair, trimmed beards, and clean tunics. Grooming was a mark of civility. Ingredients and knowledge. Romans relied on nature. Minerals, plant extracts, and animal products were combined in precise ways. A wealthy Roman matron, adult female, early 40s, dark braided hair, wearing a flowing stola with subtle gold embroidery, calm, composed expression, holding small ceramic jar of cosmetic pigment, applying crushed minerals to cheeks with soft brushes. White lead for pale skin, powdered ochres for warmth, kohl to darken eyes, cinnabar for lips. Knowledge of these ingredients passed through generations, recipes guarded carefully. Some beauty rituals were considered almost magical. Oils and fragrances often had religious or protective significance, believed to ward off illness or evil spirits. pastis and display. Appearance reflected social rank. The wealthy displayed luxury through cosmetics. Their servants prepared powders, applied oils, and ensured every strand of hair was in place. Roman noblewomen, adult females, olive-toned skin, wearing silk stolas and gold jewelry, serene, composed expressions, attendants gently arranging hair and cosmetics, seated in sunlit atrium, small bowls of pigments and oils around them. Poorer citizens improvised. Ground herbs, ash, and clay were applied sparingly. Yet even modest care conveyed dignity. In Rome, effort mattered as much as product. Public and private spaces. Public baths and forums were not only social spaces, but also stages for displaying personal grooming. Citizens admired each other's appearance. Comments on hair, skin, or dress were common conversation. Roman bath interior, marble floors, mosaic walls, gentle steam rising, citizens of various ages and genders, olive-toned skin, calm, relaxed expressions, wrapped in linen cloths, seated in warm water pools. Perfumed oils and scented powders mingled with the steam, carrying fragrance across marble halls. Lucius smiles faintly. Beauty in Rome was civic as well as personal, he murmurs. Hidden meanings. Cosmetics also conveyed subtle messages. Red lips could signal marital status or youth. White powdered skin could indicate wealth or signal a certain moral expectation. Perfumes could mark ceremonies or influence encounters. Even emperors' wives used appearance strategically. Julia Domna, adult female, olive skin, composed, gentle expression, wearing elegant stola with delicate embroidery, applying subtle cosmetics with calm precision, attendants nearby. Appearance was power, and power was communicated silently through skin, hair, and scent. Nightfall reflections. As twilight deepens, Lucius walks through the courtyard. Olive trees sway in the cool breeze. He says softly, "Rome," he says, "was an empire of minds, hands, and faces alike. Beauty was not vanity, it was expression, it was survival, it was influence." He carefully rolls the scroll closed. "If these insights calm your thoughts," he says, "consider subscribing. A gentle like allows more whispers of ancient life to continue, and sharing may help another restless mind find rest." The embers glow low, shadows stretch across the walls. The night hums quietly. The origins of martial arts and training in ancient Rome. The courtyard is quiet under the moon's silver glow. The embers of the brazier flicker gently, sending soft shadows dancing across the stone walls. Lucius, alias Varro, elderly Roman male historian and former senator, late 60s, weathered olive-toned Mediterranean skin, deep-set dark brown contemplative eyes, long silver-gray hair tied loosely at the back, full neatly groomed gray beard, calm reflective expression, dignified posture, slow graceful movements, wearing traditional off-white Roman toga with deep crimson border, symbolizing senatorial rank, leather sandals, holding rolled parchment scroll in one hand, wooden staff resting beside him, soft, authoritative yet soothing presence, gentle storytelling aura, begins speaking in a slow, measured tone. The Roman soldier's life. Rome, Lucius whispers softly, was not built on marble alone. It was built on discipline, sweat, and steel. The streets were alive not only with merchants and citizens, but with the sounds of training, The clash of wooden swords, the thud of sandals on sand, the murmurs of instructors guiding young men. Roman soldiers, adult males, olive-toned skin, short dark hair, muscular build, wearing simple tunics, holding wooden practice swords, calm, focused expressions, moving deliberately in formation, sandy courtyard floor beneath, training, practicing drills under the watchful eye of their centurion. Training was rigorous. Soldiers practiced formations, hand-to-hand combat and weapon techniques, each movement precise, each posture deliberate. Lucius smiles faintly. The strength of Rome was in its legions, but also in their preparation. Martial discipline and training. From youth, Roman boys learned agility, endurance, and combat skills. A young trainee, teenage boy, olive skin tone, short curly hair, wearing simple tunic, barefoot, holding small wooden sword, serious, focused expression, sweating lightly under morning sun, practicing lunges and strikes. Exercise was not only physical, mind and body were trained together. Focus, awareness, and strategy were just as essential as strength. Centurions, adult male officers, olive skin, short dark hair, disciplined expression, wearing simple tunics with leather armor accents, supervising training, gesturing with authority. Lucius adds softly, discipline is the bridge between potential and power. Weapons and techniques. Romans mastered multiple weapons, the gladius, spear, dagger, and shield. A training arena, sandy courtyard, wooden practice dummies, stacked shields along walls, Roman soldiers in formation. Young soldiers learned to strike efficiently, defend steadily, and move in unison. Combat was not mere brawn, it was choreography, rhythm, and timing. Even exercises were carefully monitored. Mistakes were corrected gently but firmly. The art of strategy. Roman military training emphasized strategy. Every drill reflected real battle scenarios. Maps spread across wooden tables, wax tablets annotated with troop movements, centurions pointing carefully. Roman soldiers, adult males, olive skin tones, attentive expressions, tunics and light armor, leaning over maps or listening carefully. Young trainees learned to anticipate opponents' moves, to communicate silently with gestures, to conserve energy and strike decisively. Lucius whispers, knowledge of the mind often wins before the sword ever strikes. Rituals and ceremonies. Training was accompanied by ritual. Before battle, prayers were offered to Mars, the god of war. Roman soldiers in small private shrine, adult males, olive skin, simple tunics, heads bowed in reverence, holding small tokens or incense, calm, focused expressions. Respect for tradition reinforced courage and unity. Physical preparation and spiritual focus intertwined, forging soldiers of body and spirit. Evening reflections. As the sun dips below the horizon, training ends. Soldiers sit quietly, tending to small wounds, stretching, sharing water and bread. Lucius Aelius Varro steps into the courtyard, the brazier glowing warmly. Rome's power, he says softly, was not given, it was earned with sweat, guidance, and patience. Martial skill is not vanity, it is devotion, discipline, and protection of what is just. He pauses, letting the thought settle. If this glimpse into the strength of Rome calms your mind, consider subscribing. A gentle like and share help more listeners find serenity in the past. The embers glow low. The city sleeps. The night hums quietly. The Life of Julia Domna, and women's influence in Rome. The night is calm. The courtyard is bathed in the silver glow of the moon. The brazier's embers flicker, sending warm light across the stone walls. Lucius Aelius Varro, elderly Roman male historian and former senator, late 60s, weathered olive-toned Mediterranean skin, deep-set dark brown contemplative eyes, long silver-gray hair tied loosely at the back, full, neatly groomed gray beard, calm, reflective expression, dignified posture, slow, graceful movements. Wearing traditional off-white Roman toga with deep crimson border symbolizing senatorial rank, leather sandals, holding rolled parchment scroll in one hand, wooden staff resting beside him, soft, authoritative yet soothing presence, gentle storytelling aura. Begins his narration. Julia Domna, early life. Not all power in Rome was wielded with sword or law, Lucius whispers. Some of the strongest currents flowed quietly through wisdom and presence. Julia Domna, adult female Roman. Olive-toned skin, early 40s, dark braided hair, sharp brown eyes, composed gentle expression, wearing elegant stola with golden embroidery, subtle jewelry, graceful posture, calm, authoritative presence. Born in Emesa, Syria, she was well-educated, intelligent, and ambitious. Her knowledge of philosophy and politics would shape her influence in Rome. Even as a young woman, she observed the Senate, the courts, and the households of Rome with careful attention. Marriage to Septimius Severus. Her marriage to Emperor Septimius Severus, adult male olive skin tone, short dark hair, military tunic with golden embellishments, composed commanding expression, brought her to the heart of Roman politics. Julia's calm demeanor and sharp mind allowed her to advise him subtly. She attended meetings, observed legislation, and corresponded with governors and generals. Roman noblewomen, adult females, olive skin tones, wearing stolas, composed gentle expressions, engaged in private discussions, accompanied Julia, observing rituals and court proceedings. Lucius smiles softly. She did not command armies with sword or shield, yet her influence shaped strategy and policy. Patron of philosophers and artists. Julia Domna's court welcomed thinkers from across the empire. Philosophers and poets, adult males and females, olive skin tones, varied hairstyles, wearing tunics and stolas, thoughtful expressions, seated on low benches or standing, scrolls in hand. She engaged them in conversation, encouraged writings, and sponsored libraries. Her support allowed knowledge and ideas to flourish quietly in Rome. Even emperors relied on her insights, whether in matters of diplomacy, strategy, or ethics. Women's subtle power. Roman women influenced politics, marriages, and alliances, often behind closed doors. Households were centers of networking and negotiation. A well-placed word, a carefully delivered gift, or a subtle piece of advice could shift loyalties. Julia Domna, adult female, olive skin, elegant stola, calm, composed expression, speaking softly to her counsel. Lucius whispers, "Power is not always visible. Sometimes it flows in whispers, gestures, and choices unseen." Public appearances. Despite her private influence, Julia also appeared publicly with dignity. She attended ceremonies, religious rituals, and festivals, her presence commanding respect. Roman citizens, men and women, olive skin tones, various ages, calm, attentive expressions, gathered in open forum observing Julia Domna. Her aura reflected both authority and grace. Every gesture was intentional, every expression measured. Legacy. Lucius steps into the courtyard, the embers glowing softly. Julia Domna's life reminds us, he says, that influence is not measured by armies or laws alone. Knowledge, observation, and wisdom create ripples that endure through time. He gently rolls his scroll. If this glimpse into Rome's hidden power brings calm and insight, subscribing, liking, and sharing helps more minds journey into history. The night hums quietly. Olive trees sway softly. Stars twinkle overhead. The hidden military strategies and secrets of Rome. The courtyard is quiet, bathed in the pale silver glow of the moon. The embers in the brazier flicker, casting long dancing shadows on the stone walls. Lucius Aelius Varro, elderly Roman male historian and former senator, late 60s, weathered olive-toned Mediterranean skin, deep-set dark brown contemplative eyes, long silver-gray hair tied loosely at the back, full neatly groomed gray beard, calm reflective expression, dignified posture, slow graceful movements, wearing traditional off-white Roman toga with deep crimson border symbolizing senatorial rank, leather sandals, holding rolled parchment scroll in one hand, wooden staff resting beside him, soft, authoritative yet soothing presence, gentle storytelling aura. Begins his narration in a slow, measured voice. The genius of Roman strategy. Rome did not conquer merely with swords, Lucius whispers. It conquered with minds, planning, and foresight. The Roman legions trained relentlessly, learning not just combat, but anticipation, adaptation, and coordination. Every battle plan was a mixture of geography, psychology, and deception. Even the simplest formation could conceal complex intentions. Fortifications and marching techniques. Romans perfected fortifications and march discipline. Camps were constructed overnight with precision. Roads were surveyed, terrain studied, and supply lines meticulously planned. Their discipline allowed them to march hundreds of miles while staying ready for sudden engagement. Lucius gestures with his staff. A legion that moves like water can strike like fire. The art of deception. Deception was key. The Romans used feints, ambushes, and staged retreats to mislead enemies. Roman soldiers hiding behind terrain, signaling silently with hand gestures, small groups approaching cautiously. The enemy often underestimated the efficiency and cunning of the disciplined legion. Every move was calculated to manipulate perception. Spies and intelligence. Rome understood that knowledge was as lethal as the sword. Spies and informants, adult males and females, olive-toned skin, subtle clothing, calm, watchful expressions, holding small wax tablets or folded scrolls, observed enemy movements, relayed messages, and sometimes influenced local populations. Lucius whispers, "Information flows quietly, but it cuts deeper than steel." Naval strategies. Roman military genius extended to the seas. Triremes and galleys, wooden ships with multiple rows of oars, sailors in tunics, calm, determined expressions, sun reflecting on rippling water. Romans innovated boarding devices, rams, and coordinated attacks. Knowledge of tides, currents, and enemy psychology gave them advantage. Even naval encounters relied on timing, positioning, and psychological impact. Siege warfare. Romans mastered siege techniques, towers, battering rams, and mining operations. Roman engineers and soldiers, adult males, olive skin, muscular builds, working together to construct siege towers, lifting battering rams, calm, focused expressions. They studied walls, gates, and weak points. Patience and precision were their weapons. Lucius adds softly, victory was often not in the fight itself, but in the preparation unseen by the eye. Training for flexibility. Legions practiced multiple formations, wedge, testudo, line, and square. Roman soldiers, adult males, olive skin, short hair, muscular builds, wooden training weapons, shields, performing synchronized movements in a sandy courtyard. Evening reflections. As twilight descends, soldiers settle, tending to minor injuries, cleaning weapons, sharing bread and water. Lucius steps into the courtyard, embers glowing warmly. Rome's victories, he says softly, were born from knowledge, patience, and meticulous care. The greatest secret of Rome is that power favors those who prepare silently. He gently rolls his scroll. If these whispers of Roman genius calm your mind, consider subscribing, liking, and sharing so others may rest and learn. The night hums quietly, stars twinkle above, olive trees sway gently in the evening breeze. The origins of ancient Roman martial arts in gladiatorial arenas. The Roman amphitheater stands silent under the soft glow of dawn. The stone seats, worn by centuries of spectators, stretch in concentric circles. Lucius Aelius Varro, elderly Roman male historian and former senator, late 60s, weathered olive-toned Mediterranean skin, deep-set dark brown contemplative eyes, long silver-gray hair tied loosely at the back, full, neatly groomed gray beard, calm, reflective expression, dignified posture, slow, graceful movements, wearing traditional off-white Roman toga with deep crimson border symbolizing senatorial rank, leather sandals, holding rolled parchment scroll in one hand, wooden staff resting beside him, soft, authoritative yet soothing presence, gentle storytelling aura. Begins his narration in a soft, deliberate tone. Gladiatorial training. Not all combat in Rome occurred on battlefields, Lucius whispers. Some of the fiercest training was within these arenas, where discipline, skill, and endurance were tested. Gladiators, adult males, muscular builds, olive skin tones, short hair, wearing minimal leather armor and tunics, holding wooden practice swords and shields, serious, focused expressions, practicing in sandy arena, trained daily. Each strike, parry, and maneuver was calculated. Even novices were taught the importance of posture, footwork, and rhythm. Strength alone was insufficient, agility and anticipation were paramount. Weapon specialization. Different gladiators specialized in specific weapons. Mirmillo, heavy sword and large shield, defensive precision. Retiaris, trident and net, quick and elusive movements. Thrax, short curved sword, agile footwork. Gladiators, adult males, olive skin tones, muscular builds, wearing corresponding armor sets, practicing their weapon style with concentration, sandy arena floor beneath. Lucius whispers softly. Each form was an art, honed through sweat, repetition, and study of opponents. Training schools, ludi. Training schools, or ludi, were rigorous. Gladiators ate carefully, rested, and practiced relentlessly. Gladiatorial instructors, adult males, olive skin tones, muscular, wearing leather tunics, supervising drills, correcting form, serious, calm expressions, guided novices. Physical conditioning, sparring drills, and endurance exercises built both body and mind. Mental discipline. Gladiators learned to control fear, anticipate attacks, and remain calm under pressure. A young trainee, teenage boy, olive skin tone, short curly hair, simple tunic, holding wooden sword, focused expression, slightly tense posture, Lucius adds softly, "The mind is often the first weapon. Control it and your body follows." The public spectacle. Gladiatorial combat was both training and performance. Precision, showmanship, and courage were required. Crowds, men, women, and children, olive skin tones, varied clothing, eager expressions, Watch from stone seats as gladiators demonstrate skill, controlled strikes, and defensive maneuvers. Gladiators' reputation depended not only on victories, but also on grace, strategy, and composure. Legacy of Roman martial arts. Roman martial arts influenced soldiers and civilians alike. Training methods emphasized efficiency, adaptability, and mental fortitude. Lucius Aelius Varro steps forward in the dim light of the arena. He whispers, "The lessons of the gladiator extend beyond the sands. They remind us that discipline, preparation, and awareness are keys to any challenge, visible or unseen." He pauses. If these glimpses into Rome's martial wisdom calm your mind, a gentle subscribe, like, and share helps others find serenity in history. The arena falls silent, bathed in morning light. Shadows stretch over stone. The distant city hums gently. The history of ancient Roman cosmetics and beauty rituals. The warm glow of lanterns reflects softly off marble walls. Lucius Aelius Varro, an elderly Roman male historian and former senator, late 60s, weathered olive-tone Mediterranean skin, deep-set dark brown contemplative eyes, long silver-gray hair tied loosely at the back, full, neatly groomed gray beard, calm, reflective expression, dignified posture, slow, graceful movements, wearing traditional off-white Roman toga with deep crimson border symbolizing senatorial rank, leather sandals, holding rolled parchment scroll in one hand, wooden staff resting beside him, soft, authoritative yet soothing presence, gentle storytelling aura. Beauty, Lucius whispers, has always been a delicate craft, a blend of art, ritual, and social symbolism. Roman women and men both valued appearance. Cosmetics were more than adornment, they were statements of identity, status, and even virtue. Roman noblewomen, adult females, olive skin, elaborately styled hair, wearing stolas with fine embroidery, calm, composed expressions, holding small cosmetic jars and brushes. Mix powders and creams. White lead, chalk, crushed gemstones, and plant extracts were common. Face powders for a pale, elegant complexion. Rouge from red ochre to enhance cheeks, kohl to darken eyelashes and eyebrows. Women apply creams delicately, using small brushes or fingers, each gesture measured. Lucius adds softly, beauty rituals connected the body and mind, teaching patience and attention to detail. Perfumes and oils. Roman perfumes, adult females, olive skin, holding small glass and bronze perfume containers, gentle expressions, made from roses, myrrh, and cedar were prized. Oils were applied to skin and hair, nourishing and providing a soft glow. Bathhouses often combined bathing with cosmetic rituals. Roman bathhouse scene, warm steam rising, soft candlelight, marble benches, olive-toned patrons seated and reclining, gentle, attentive expressions. Hairstyles and adornments. Hair reflected both fashion and status. Elaborate braids, curls, and ornaments were common. Noblewomen, adult females, olive skin, intricate hairstyles, golden hairpins, pearls, composed, calm expressions, adjusting curls, observing reflection in polished bronze mirror. Lucius whispers, a woman's hairstyle told stories of lineage, marital status, and personal taste. Men's grooming. Men used oils, perfumes, and occasional cosmetics. Short hair, trimmed beards, and cleanliness indicated discipline and social standing. Roman men, Adult males, olive skin, short hair, trimmed beards, simple tunics, applying scented oils, calm, composed expressions. Cosmetic tools and rituals. Small mirrors, brushes, and spatulas were essential. Women, adult females wearing stolas, calm, attentive expressions, seated in chamber, handling bronze mirrors, small bowls with cowders and fine brushes, preparing for morning routine. Lucius remarks softly, the act of grooming was ritual, connecting the present to tradition, beauty to culture. Cultural significance. Cosmetics symbolized refinement, care, and belonging. They were used in ceremonial ceremonies, social gatherings, and public appearances. Roman noblewomen, adult females, olive skin, stolas with embroidered borders, subtle jewelry, composed, calm expressions, participating in ceremonial events, adjusting makeup and hair subtly. Evening reflections. As the sun sets, bathhouse waters glow gently, candles flicker. Lucius stands near a small fountain, water rippling softly. The beauty of Rome was not only in its marble or architecture, but in the grace and care with which its people presented themselves. He rolls his scroll gently. If these glimpses into Roman elegance calm your mind, subscribing, liking, and sharing lets others drift peacefully through history. The night hums softly. Olive trees sway gently. Stars twinkle overhead. The vanishing secrets of Rome. Hidden stories and endings. The twilight sky over Rome is painted in deep shades of indigo and amber. The marble columns of temples and villas glow softly in the fading light. Lucius Aelius Varro, elderly Roman male historian and former senator, late 60s, weathered olive-toned Mediterranean skin, deep-set dark brown contemplative eyes, long silver-gray hair tied loosely at the back, full, neatly groomed gray beard, calm, reflective expression, dignified posture, slow, graceful movements, wearing traditional off-white Roman toga with deep crimson border symbolizing senatorial rank, leather sandals, holding rolled parchment scroll in one hand, wooden staff resting beside him, soft, authoritative yet soothing presence, gentle storytelling aura. Steps quietly through an empty forum, his voice calm, almost a whisper. The forgotten corners of Rome. Rome, Lucius begins softly, is a city of stones, yet it holds stories that time almost forgot. Hidden alleys, forgotten temples, and silent aqueducts tell tales of ordinary citizens, artisans, and soldiers whose names are lost, but whose lives shaped the empire. Roman citizens, adult males and females, olive skin tones, varied tunics and stolas, calm, contemplative expressions, walking quietly, carrying baskets, small tools, or water vessels. Secrets of daily life. Beneath the grandeur, everyday life was a delicate weave of labor, ritual, and social interaction. Market scenes, adult males and females, olive skin tones, varied clothing, calm expressions, arranging fruits, bread, and pottery, subtle gestures of conversation. Children play in quiet courtyards, dogs rest in the sun, and musicians tune lyres softly in the background. Lucius whispers, even in greatness, humanity leaves traces in the smallest gestures. Hidden knowledge and lost arts. Rome had libraries, academies, and scholars whose wisdom faded with time. Scrolls and tablets, ancient writings, diagrams of architecture, medicine, and philosophy laid on wooden tables. Monks, scribes, and scholars, adult males, olive skin, robes or simple tunics, focused expressions, reading scrolls, soft candlelight illuminating faces. Lucius adds softly, knowledge can vanish like morning mist, but its echoes remain in those who remember. Legends and myths. Legends of gods, heroes, and unrecorded events weave through the streets and temples. Roman statues, marble, slightly worn, depicting gods, goddesses, or heroic figures, soft moonlight illuminating surfaces. Priests and priestesses, adult males and females, olive skin, ceremonial robes, calm, solemn expressions, perform rituals, incense smoke curling gently around them. Lucius whispers, "Every myth carries a shadow of truth, every shadow a story untold." The Roman night. As night deepens, the city quiets, torches flicker, the Tiber reflects moonlight, and the distant sound of an owl echoes softly. Lucius walks along a quiet bridge, observing the water. Roman guards, adult males, olive skin, short hair, tunics, calm, alert expressions, patrol silently. He continues, "Rome thrives in memory, in whispers of stone, in echoes of steps long gone. Its secrets vanish, but its spirit endures." Farewell from Lucius. Lucius steps on a small hill overlooking the city, the ruins glowing softly in the moonlight. "Dear listener," he says gently, "you have walked through hidden histories, secrets, and lessons of Rome. Let your mind rest, your heart ponder, and your dreams wander among these stones." He rolls his scroll slowly. If this journey calms your spirit, subscribing, liking, and sharing will guide others to find serenity in history. Farewell, until we meet again in the quiet of thought and story. Stars twinkle, a soft breeze whispers through olive groves, and Rome sleeps peacefully under the vast sky.